In Ephesus, there was a moment and a movement taking place. And it started with God breaking into a church in the middle of a wildly dark city that most people said and thought would never see revival. And it grew as people, particularly those who didn't believe, saw resurrection power on display. And it ended with a church embracing an alternative story, a truer story for them and for their city. And as they did that, the world was forever changed. From Ephesus, we know that the gospel went into all of Asia. Do you know how big Asia is? You don't, probably. I'm not trying to be offensive, but I don't think you do. Because I looked at a map and I certainly didn't. That's huge. That's massive. All of the word of God went to Asia. The Greeks and the Jews all heard the good news of Jesus. From Ephesus, the church throughout history learned that darkness is no match for the light and that Jesus can do his best work even when the odds are stacked against him. From Ephesus, we learn that our story is not so different from theirs. Like Ephesus, we are a city marked by similar gods and similar darkness, and if you don't see that, you're not looking hard enough. You see, whether it's obvious to you or not, our city is alive with altars and temples to these similar gods. But they just go by lesser names like strip clubs and bars and casinos and horoscopes and psychics. Many of our idols exist here in the name of pleasure, of good food and good wine and good sex and intellectualism and indulgence and industry and our rights as Americans. And if we look closely, the darkness found in Ephesus is not that different from the darkness we see. And I don't know how to say these things in a way that isn't grandiose or inciting. In fact, maybe it's supposed to be. I don't know. I'm just trying to make an honest observation of the moment and the place that we live in. You see, I've been reading Paul's letter to Ephesus, and I hear it screaming at me. Ephesus is a letter not only written to them, but to us. And if we're gonna really get what God is speaking through Paul to us this summer, not in a historical way, but in a life-changing, reality-shaping way, we will have to put on and find ourselves in this story, to find our place within the listener's mind and to listen again for what God is saying to us. I believe we, Bridgetown, like the church in Ephesus, are on a trajectory for revolution. The upside down kind, and I'm stoked. I am writing this all the way. Come or not come. Just Gerald and I for sure are going. And here's the thing. Here's what I know from even seeing this and studying this text. This won't just happen for us. It will demand that we, like them, begin to embrace the invitation of revelation and to practice resurrection power, because it's from those two places that a revolution comes. And I want that. I unapologetically want that. Don't you want that?